And I know it's not fair that you did not marry a man. I know it's not just that you did not marry a fully mature person. I know that you deserve a man. And if he's doing recovery, I can tell you he can be the most amazing man possible. He is immature. Now, your desire for safety and security and feeling secure is totally legitimate. Every woman wants to feel that. Every man wants to feel that. We all desire reasonable safety in our relationships, especially in our marriage. We almost have an expectation of safety, which is legitimate. Here's a problem. And I run into this with partners who are good women, who are mature through their life without any major addictions. They are adults and they're good women. They're good adults. They make good choices. Okay? You might not have a problem being an adult. Okay? The problem is you will project your adulthood, your maturity on top of a man who hasn't got past 14 years old. And you'll keep banging your head wondering why this person doesn't think and feel and believe the same way you do. You can't even get to places how they make decisions they've made. It's not even possible for you because you're good. Okay? Now, oftentimes the partners expect him to have the same relational values and maturity that she does just because she thinks that's the way everybody is. Now, he is an object reality, not relational reality. And there are two different realities. Now, I cover this in great detail in the DVD Unstuck. So if you're banging your head wondering, how does this guy get to this place? Please stop, make a note, get unstuck. That has revolutionized women's thinking and accepting of the process. I'm going to cover just a tad of that right now. Now, in brief, relational reality is this. People have value. You don't lie, you don't steal, you treat people with respect. And I guarantee you that's you. You look at the world in a relational context. People have value. You're not going to go lying to people. You're not going to cheat. Even though you've been cheated on, betrayed, hurt, lied to, withheld, love, sometimes sex for years, you still don't break the rules. You still keep your word. You are a good woman. And sometimes, excuse me, that can be problematic because, again, you project that on someone who has a completely different operating system than you. If they have not matured, if they have a sexual addiction, ongoing infidelity, intimacy, anorexia, they're an object reality. Now, here's the rules for object reality, and you're not going to believe anybody actually lives this way, but they do, and you might be married to one. People do not have value. Listen to me. People do not have value. I can lie. I can cheat. I can steal if I want to. I can change the rules at any time because I am in a video world and I am in control of the video world. I don't respect these objects. Okay? That is object reality. And I know that right now some of you believe, no, nobody thinks that way. No, your husband probably thinks that way. In his addiction, in his immaturity, that is the way they think. They're an object relationship, and you're in relational reality. One of you's in DOS, and one of you is using a Mac. Two different operating systems, okay? Now, combined his object reality, which he can grow out of, okay? And I just want to say kudos to the thousands of men I work with who were immature, were in object reality, and they grew up, they got in groups, they made phone calls, did the workbooks, and they stood up as men. They became really relational. They would cry with pain. They could have empathy for their spouses, but this is a process, okay? So if you're married to someone who's in that process, and they're working it, I would say kind of stay with that and see what happens, okay? Now, just in case some of you have your husbands watching this, I want to say to you men, do the work. This does not have to stay you. You can be an awesome man. You can never lie again. You can never cheat again. You could be a fantastic man. You could be a good lover to your wife, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, financially. You can be that guy. Now, I've got lots of materials for you guys, depending on what your issues are, so please do the work so that you can be the hero in your relationship and take that burden off of your wife. Now, back to the current state of what we're talking about. Giving the majority of your safety, requirements, and needs and desires to a 14-year-old is very hard. It's hard for both of you. It's like asking your 14-year-old to bench press 300 pounds. Your husband has been clumsy and irresponsible with your heart. This limits how much of your safety you want to place entirely on him, on the external. Okay? And I'm just sharing with you, if he's immature, I'm saying this is, again, that is what a lot of women do, because sometimes they don't necessarily want to grow in areas they have to grow in, but they put the need for safety, the need on the husband totally. And that can make for quite a challenge, and it robs you of your side of the journey, which it won't be complete. I don't believe a man should relapse. I don't believe a man should lie, or if he's doing recovery at all. Okay, I've been clean for over 30 years. You don't have to do this. Okay? The meaning you give his immature behavior can help or hurt you on your journey. So let me talk about meaning for a second. If his behavior means you're not enough, okay, you're inadequate, you're a failure, you're worthless, whatever you create as meaning, that's going to be problematic, because the real meaning is he's immature, he's selfish, and he didn't think about you. That's the real meaning. Okay, if you make up a meaning, then you're going to be in a longer process, okay? So as you move towards safety, accepting, not trying to change his immaturity, can make your journey way more realistic. Okay, because you're going to have expectations. He's going to have relational processing from the get-go, and he just won't. He's going to have to mature into relational reality, relational thinking. And I know it's not fair that you did not marry a man. I know it's not just that you did not marry a fully mature person. I know that you deserve a man. And if he's doing recovery, I can tell you he can be the most amazing man possible. I've seen thousands of men take that journey. Okay, so I'm in no way putting down men. The courage and strength I see men wrestle with their addictions and their withholding, and they push through to love the woman they said they would love, is massive. But for those men who don't do that journey, it's disastrous, okay? Now, he can really try to be totally safe for you. However, humans fall from totally all the time. Men make men. So as he goes to group, does his workbooks, maybe counseling, make his phone calls, he can mature rapidly if he has men in his life, because men make men. Women don't make men. You can nag him for 30 years. He can sit in my chair for a half hour and straighten up. Okay, I've seen it just last week. I've seen it the week before that. Dr. Weiss, I've told him that 1,000 times. I know you're not a man. And I don't want to offend you, but men make men. Men can call a man up. So if he doesn't have men around him, your journey is going to be really hard, because that is something you should be seeing. Okay? The better path in the early recovery is to put most of your safety journey with mature adults, primarily recovery women. We have a Facebook group. Go to drdougweiss.com. There's a Facebook group for you, those ladies, telephone groups. There's counseling for with mature women who've been through this process. And that'd be a good place to process your pain and process the stuff you're going through and feel safe. And that's a gift you give to you, is to create the external team you need so that you actually can feel safe. Okay, if you go to your parents and your family, they don't know what to tell you. You really want some people who know how to help you. And this is a time when spending time and money on some things that can help you is really important. You're worth it. And it'll make your journey a lot easier. Incrementally, as you see his recovery, you'll naturally extend trust. Allow polygraphs to verify trust, that he's being trustworthy, which is his part of the trust journey. You giving trust is your part.